Good morning everybody, welcome back to a new video. Today I really want to take you along on a day in my life whilst I'm on my period so that I can share with you what I eat in a day and how I support my body whilst I'm in my menstrual phase. I'm so excited to be filming this video and share all this information because I have done so much research over the past years about the menstrual cycle, about the cause and prevention of cramps and so much more. And in general, I just learned so much about the woman's body, and today I'm going to be sharing as much as possible, but I'll definitely, if you want, make another video about it because there's just so much that I learned and I don't think I'll be able to fit it into one video. But the reason why I'm so passionate about this topic is because I used to have the worst cramps. I would faint, vomit, be in so much pain despite taking an ibuprofen, for example. And my period used to be something that I would hate getting. It was like the worst week of the month, and I think that a lot of you can probably relate to that. And now I honestly don't even mind being on my period, and I'm so in tune with my body that I can really feel and know how to support my body. And I'm just so passionate about this topic, and I really wanted to make a video about it because I think that so many women are unfortunately not educated enough about this subject, because you really have to go out there and learn about it yourself. So welcome to today's video. I'm gonna start off with breakfast. So I also am going to be showing what I'm gonna eat today because your body needs different types of foods as it is in different phases of its cycle. If you are confused about what I mean by cycle, basically every woman has 4 phases in her cycle. So you have the menstrual phase, which is when you're on your period. After that you have the follicular phase, then you have the ovulatory phase, and then you have the luteal phase. And in every phase, your energy levels significantly differ. Your body needs different type of nutrition, your body needs different kind of movement. And in general, you just feel so different in every phase. And for the past year, I would say, I've been syncing my food and my workouts to my cycle, and it has really impacted the way I feel when I'm on my period. So I'm going to be sharing what I eat today, but one disclaimer I want to give is that I really want you to focus on the ingredients and not on the portions, because it is really hot today, so I'm probably not going to be as hungry as I usually am, and it is obviously also so different per person. And the second disclaimer is to please listen to your body, because everybody is different, and I'm also not very strict with things I eat. Rather than being like, okay, I only need to eat foods that are good for me in my menstrual phase, I just try to incorporate some of the foods that I know are good for me and will support me. So having said that, let's start with breakfast. So I already made this chia pudding yesterday. I always leave it overnight because that's just when the texture is going to be the best. But I'll put the recipe in the description. But it's actually really easy to make. So I always use rice coconut milk. This has such a nice natural sweetness to it, which I really like, and it's just the perfect milk for chia puddings. And then I also add chia seeds, obviously, and then I just shake it up and put it in the fridge overnight. It's super easy. So what I do is I first of all just put the chia pudding in my bowl. So this is what it looks like. It's such a funny texture, but I honestly don't mind. I feel like you get used to it. And then I'm also going to add a little bit of yogurt. I'm using soy yogurt today because what I noticed is that dairy kind of triggers my cramps sometimes. I'm not like super restrictive with dairy, but I just try to cut back on it when I'm menstruating and also in the week before my period starts. And then finally I'm going to add a banana, and I just moved, so I don't have that much stuff laying around the house yet, so that's why I'm just going to keep it simple for today. But I absolutely love adding blueberries onto chia puddings and goji berries. Those are just such a good topping. So this is my breakfast for today, and then I'm also going to sprinkle some cinnamon on top, and there you have it. Okay, so the reason why I like to have this breakfast when I'm on my period is because first of all, chia seeds are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, and omega-3s have anti-inflammatory properties, so that's why it can help reduce pain. And then I like to add banana because bananas are rich in magnesium, which relaxes your muscles, so that can also help relieve cramps. And they are also rich in fiber, which can be helpful if you have struggled with bowel movements whilst you're on your period. So those are just like a little bit of the benefits. And obviously one bowl of chia pudding is not going to help get rid of your cramps, but I do think that when you consistently add little things to your meals that can help support your body in the long run, I do think that it can have some benefits. Anyways, I'm gonna eat this. Cheers. Okay, I finished breakfast and I'm gonna go out really quickly on a walk. I really like doing 2 types of activities when I am on my period, and first of all it's going on walks, and second of all it's yoga, because I used to think that like you should just stay in bed all day whilst you're on your period and completely allow your body to rest. And whilst you definitely need to rest, I noticed that walking actually helps me and makes me feel so much better. Or also when I do yoga, I sometimes notice that if I like move my body in a slow way that doesn't put any stress on my body and on my abdomen especially, it can actually really help alleviate cramps, and it's also just good for my mental health whilst I'm on my period. But please like do it in a safe way, because like I said, I used to pass out a lot as well, and if your cramps are like really bad, don't force yourself to go outside. Then I would rather like do yoga whilst you're at home, because it would suck if you're like in the middle of the street in the worst pain and you still have to get home, you know. Anyways, it's so hot, I need to put my hair up. Just gonna do a little bun. I'm also gonna, on my way back, I think pass by the grocery store because I want to pick up one ingredient for lunch and just do a little bit of groceries. But yeah, I have a really simple outfit on in case you're interested in my fit. It has nothing to do with the video, but just wanted to show you anyways. I've been loving these simple fits in summer, so I'm wearing a fully H&M fit again, guys. I kid you not, H&M is probably the best store for summer staples in my opinion, and the quality is also really good, because I really am not a big fan of fast fashion, but H&M just does it in a right way. I love their summer pieces. So I'm just wearing this little tank top from H&M. I've had this for years. And then I'm wearing these linen pants, which I also really like. I don't know how to show you, but they're just like a wide leg linen pants. And then I decided to wear my New Balances. They're the 550s and they're just super comfortable, so it's perfect for going on a walk. And then I have my little Longchamp bag. It's so cute. I got a new one recently because I've had my old one. This is the old one. I've had this one for like 7 years, guys, and it is still, honestly, it still is in a really good condition. I'm actually surprised, but I really wanted a new one, and I wanted a smaller one, so I got one with short handles, and it's just such a cute little bag. Anyways, gonna go now. Okay, I'm back home and I'm gonna make some lunch right now. These are the ingredients I'm going to be using. I've never made this recipe before. I just thought of it and have been craving it, and I felt like it was a good meal for when I'm on my period. So we're gonna figure out together whether it's gonna be nice. But basically my idea is to make a beetroot avocado salad, and then I was thinking of adding some chickpeas because that's gonna give it some extra protein, so that it's more filling, and also some fresh cucumber because it's such a hot day, so it's going to be quite refreshing. And then for the dressing, I'm thinking about doing like an olive oil vinegar type of dressing, but we're just gonna make it. So this might not be the final recipe, but I'll definitely also put everything in the description of what I will be cooking today. Okay, I'm gonna start off by cutting this open. Guys, I just moved and I don't have scissors yet. So it's a bit of a struggle sometimes because I'm so scared, because beetroots can really like leave the worst stains on clothing. Luckily I'm wearing black today, but we're gonna be a bit careful. Should I save this juice? Isn't beetroot juice super good for you? I just threw all the juice out, but I think that you can also probably just drink it. Okay, I'm gonna try to save some of the juice. It's probably gonna be shit, but not that bad. I'm just gonna make it in like a really big bowl so that I have a lot. Also imagine that this would be really good with roasted chickpeas instead of regular chickpeas. Okay, so the base is done. I have some cucumbers, avocado, beetroot, and chickpeas in here. Okay, so I'm definitely gonna do some vinegar and olive oil. I think that the vinegar really makes the salad so delicious. I think that the combination of vinegar and pepper are gonna make this salad, but we'll see. And then just some olive oil for healthy fats. Guys, I literally bought this bottle 4 days ago and it's already halfway empty. Anyways, some salt. Okay, I just added a little bit of these 3 things because I was missing like something acidic, to be honest. So I just added some lemon juice and balsamic vinegar, but I feel like this one is really unnecessary. But I did add some lemon juice, and then I also added a tiny bit of mustard. And now I'm really happy with the taste, but I'll put the recipe in the description, or like the instructions, because I didn't really use a recipe. And I just got a plate with some spinach, and I'm gonna put it on here. Okay, so I am quickly gonna go through the nutrients again of this meal. I just finished the salad, it looks amazing. And if you want to spice the salad up, then I can also really recommend adding some walnuts to it, or maybe some pumpkin seeds, some feta cheese. I just don't have any of that at home at the moment, so that's why we're gonna have the simple version, but this already tastes really good. Anyways, what is in here? First of all, the beetroot and spinach provide iron, which is really important because of all the blood loss. So I always try to get my iron back into my body through my diet, so I love dark leafy greens for that, especially spinach. And then beetroot is also really high in iron. And then I added avocado for some healthy fats, which can help with your hormonal balance. And then I also added some chickpeas for extra protein, but chickpeas also contain vitamin B6, iron, magnesium, and some other vitamins and minerals. I also added cucumber because it's a really hot summer day and they're so hydrating. And on that note, I also quickly wanted to remind you to drink a lot of water whilst you're on your period, because I've noticed that that can make my flow lighter if I drink a lot of water. So another really quick tip. So that's that. And for the dressing, you know, olive oil is also healthy fat, and obviously it also needs to taste good. So please don't eat anything that doesn't taste good, and please don't be too restrictive. Like, I'm also just gonna have some pieces of bread with it. And carbs, like white carbs, are not the best to eat when you're on your period, but you know, everything is about balance. I'd rather have like a good base and add something that makes it a little bit nicer than be too restrictive. I want you to feel inspired but not stressed out. I think that a really good tip would be to just, when you do your groceries and when you know in which phase of your cycle you're in, to just think about buying a couple of things that can support your body during your menstrual phase. And not every meal has to be perfect, obviously. And then the last thing I want to say has nothing to do with this, but I look a little bit sweaty. I'm sorry, it's probably a bit disgusting, but I just had to put off the fan because I think that it makes like a really annoying background noise in my videos. So I'm gonna put it on again. So I'm going to put it on again whilst I'm eating, but for this little clip I just switched it off. But yeah, in case you've been hearing an annoying background noise all day, it's the fan. So we're either gonna have to deal with a sweaty me or an annoying background noise. My apologies. I just poured myself a little glass of this kefir, and I quickly wanted to show it because I am filming what I eat in a day. This is not something I usually drink when I'm on my period. I just had it left in my fridge and didn't want it to go bad, but I can definitely recommend it if you want to support your gut a little bit. For gut health, kefir is amazing because it's filled with probiotics and it's a really refreshing drink for the summer. I love it. And I also just snacked on these pralines, forgot to show you, but these are so good. My mom got them for me last week. They have like 70% cacao, so like when I'm on my period I usually do eat chocolate, but I don't eat milk chocolate. Like if I'm eating chocolate, it's usually dark chocolate because the cacao content is much higher in dark chocolate, and that means that the magnesium content is also going to be higher. And I also really don't like milk chocolate. I think that it's honestly disgusting, to be honest, except for if they're like nuts in it or something crunchy, but just pure milk chocolate, can't eat it anymore. Anyways, I'm currently sitting at my desk and I'm just getting some to-dos done, but I also a lot of the times am sitting behind my laptop when I'm on my period. I sometimes even save like to-dos until I get my period because my energy levels are obviously lower. Even though I don't really get cramps anymore, I still notice that my body needs a lot of rest. So instead of planning my days full with activities and like overwhelming myself, I love just spending days at home when I'm on my period, doing some laptop work. I always get a lot of editing done, and I also love to just chill and allow myself to rest, because this is really the time in which your body needs rest. A lot of people refer to the menstrual phase as your inner winter, and in winter time you obviously also are like more at home, more in tune with your body, relaxing more and recharging more. So that's definitely something I try to focus on. And if I want to see a friend or if I have a social hangout, it's not like I'm going to cancel it, but I just try to avoid over planning my week, because I can like forecast when I get my period. And I use the Flow app. I feel like everyone uses this app. It's like a pink app. I really like it. I even have the pro version. I don't know if it's necessary though, to be honest. It is quite interesting if you don't know a lot about your menstrual cycle, because they always have these little messages with a lot of knowledge and have so many articles on the app. So I guess if you want to learn about it, I can recommend the app, but I don't think it's necessary to pay for the app. Just tracking your cycle already really helps. And if you do want to learn about the menstrual cycle, or in general about cycle syncing and the different phases in your cycle, I can really recommend a book though. I don't have the physical book right now with me. It's in Amsterdam, but I do have it on my e-reader as well. Okay, my e-reader died literally as I was about to open the book, but this is the book that I'm talking about. This is the cover. It's called In the Flow, and it's written by Alyssa Vitti. But I will also try to link it in the description so that you can check it out if you want to buy it as well. I just made myself a little pre-dinner snack with this. I think it's called a tapenade in English. I'm not sure. In German it's called tapenade, but it's basically like a olive puree, I guess you could say. And it's so good. And I'm gonna have it on some bread. Okay, it's dinner time now, and I'm gonna make a really quick miso soup because I'm quite lazy. I'm not really in the mood to cook, and I'm also not that hungry, so I'm just gonna make like a light miso soup. And with the tofu, it's actually quite filling. But this, guys, is not a Japanese recipe, like not an authentic Japanese recipe. If any one of you has a good recipe, like please leave it in the comments. I just don't really have all the miso soup ingredients in my house, so that's why I'm gonna do it in my way. What I do always have in the fridge though is miso, and I have white miso right now, so I'm gonna use that. Then I'm going to be using some soy sauce. I will use these nori sheets. I think that the authentic miso soup has wakame, I'm not sure. But nori sheets are also quite beneficial for when you're on your period, so it's actually really handy. And then I'm going to use some of this vegetable stock and some white tofu, and then I'm going to also add a little bit of ginger and garlic for some extra seasoning, and some spring onions in the end. But first I'm going to start off by putting some water in my pot with the vegetable stock. So I let the broth simmer for about like 5 minutes, and now I just added my tofu. I'm gonna leave this in for a little bit, and in the meantime I'm going to rip up some nori sheets. This also would be so much handier with some scissors. And nori is really high in iron as well, and also contains so many other minerals and vitamins. And so does wakame and kombu. So I think that wakame, and I think that the other thing is called kombu, I'm not sure, correct me if I'm wrong, are usually in a miso soup. I just don't have it at the moment. But this, it also has the benefits that I'm looking for. But generally speaking, I would recommend you to make an authentic miso soup. But I did want to include it in this vlog because you can obviously also just get inspired to make a miso soup in general, and then I wouldn't follow my recipe. But if you also only have these ingredients at home, then I also really like to make it this way because it's still a really tasty miso. It's just not like the one you would get in a Japanese restaurant. But that's fine by me. And I also love miso soup because it's so soothing. Like if you have cramps and in general just like for your stomach whilst you're on your period, it's so nice to just have like something very soothing and warm. In general, I try to stay away from iced stuff whilst I'm on my period. I prefer to kind of keep my stomach warm because that also really helps relax my muscles. So I would rather drink some tea, maybe a hot chocolate. That's what I also really like. I'm not gonna make one today because of the heat. I'm not craving it, but in wintertime I love making hot chocolate because cacao powder obviously also has a lot of magnesium. And then another thing I really like to drink, I'm just going to show it quickly because I don't think I'll be making this one today, but usually I also always have a cup of this tea. So this is the Women's Balance Tea by Yogi Tea. It's in German right now, but this one contains raspberry leaves, lemon balm and lavender, and this tea is also so good for you and it's so yummy as well, so it's honestly a win-win situation. But yeah, thought I would show you because I don't think that I'll be craving a tea after my miso soup today. Anyways, I'm gonna put in the nori sheets now. All right, so I switched off the heat and now I'm going to first of all just add a splash of soy sauce. And it's really important that you add the miso after you've switched off the heat because otherwise the nutrients can get destroyed. And I put it through a sifter, like I put the sifter in the soup and then I put my miso in there and kind of whisk it in. What you could also do is add the miso to a bowl with some water and mix it in there, but I wouldn't just like drop the spoon in the soup because otherwise you're gonna have clumps in the soup and that's just not as enjoyable. And that's my dinner. I still have some left. I'm probably gonna have multiple portions. My bowls are just really small, but that was the last meal of the day. I'm watching a little movie right now. I'm just gonna have like a really relaxing evening and just chill. I'm watching The Choice. I don't know if anyone knows that movie, but I haven't watched it in a while and it's on Netflix here, so I decided to watch it. Anyways, I almost forgot to share this, and this is one of the most important things that I actually wanted to talk about today, and that's my magnesium supplement. It's by Natural Woman Care. This is what the box looks like. So this is a magnesium glycinate, and I've been taking this supplement for the past 7 months, and this has also really helped with reducing my cramps. I think that in general, the reason why I don't really get cramps anymore is because of a combination of multiple things I do. Some of the things I showed today, some I didn't really have time to show or talk about, but I'll definitely talk about it if you guys want me to. But I can definitely recommend taking a magnesium supplement, and especially magnesium glycinate. Sometimes it's called bisglycinate, but it's basically the same thing because this is a very high absorbable form of magnesium, because I think that there are like 7 or 9 different kinds of magnesium. I'm not sure, but your body can absorb this type really good. Magnesium is just like a mineral that so many, especially women, are deficient in, and that's why I can definitely recommend supplementing with it. I'm not a doctor, so don't come for me if it doesn't work for you. Maybe consult it with your doctor, but I absolutely love magnesium and have been putting everyone on it. And not only is it good for my cramps, but it also has been really impacting the quality of my sleep. Even if I only sleep for like a couple of hours, I'm still getting really good quality deep sleep in those hours. And I think that it is because of this magnesium, because ever since I've started taking this, I immediately noticed those benefits. However, I only started noticing that it's been reducing my cramps after taking it for several months. So if you're new to taking a magnesium or you want to start taking one, please be patient with it and please be consistent with it. Your body just needs some time to absorb the magnesium, so that's why it's not like an overnight fix, but if you're consistent with it, I think that it can really help, because magnesium relaxes your muscles. When you get cramps, your muscles are obviously contracting, and that's what causes that pain. Anyway, so I just put it in water and then I mix it really well. And I love this powder because it's such a convenient way to take magnesium. I hate pills. I used to take like a spray that I would rub on my stomach, which was also great, but I just wasn't as consistent with it because it wasn't as convenient for me. So I would just recommend you to take the best, most convenient magnesium. I feel like I talked so much today, but I also still have so many more tips that I could give you for reducing period cramps. So I can either make a part 2 or make like a sit down video in which I will review everything I've learned over the past years. I'm still thinking about what might be better, but make sure to stay tuned for that. And if you have a specific video that you want to see in relation to cycle syncing or in general your menstrual phase, then please let me know. Besides that, thank you for watching this video. I hope that it was a little bit helpful. I really hope that you were able to take something away from it, and that if you're struggling with cramps, that you'll be able to get rid of them soon, and in general that you'll just be able to become more in tune with your body and not dread being on your period. But yeah, good night.